Welcome to our latest video, where we delve into 25 uncovered CIA document facts, revealing hidden secrets that most people don't know. We'll also discuss how the CIA has responded to these cases. Prepare to be amazed as we unravel the mysteries within these declassified documents. 1. Operation Mockingbird. This secret CIA operation aimed to influence media and news organizations worldwide by recruiting journalists and funding student and cultural organizations. This manipulation of public opinion was meant to promote a pro-American narrative during the Cold War. 2. Project MKUltra. One of the most infamous CIA projects, MKUltra involved mind control experiments on human subjects. The goal was to create drugs and procedures for use in interrogations and torture, ultimately controlling the human mind. The project was officially declassified in 1973. 3. Operation Midnight Climax. As a subproject of MKUltra, Operation Midnight Climax involved the use of prostitutes to lure unsuspecting men into CIA safe houses, where they were then secretly dosed with LSD. The CIA agents observed the effects of the drug on the subjects through one-way mirrors. 4. Operation Northwoods. This proposed operation involved staging false flag terrorist attacks on U.S. soil, including hijackings and bombings, to justify a war against Cuba. The plan was ultimately rejected by President Kennedy, and the documents were declassified in 1997. 5. Stargate Project. The Stargate Project was a top-secret CIA operation that aimed to investigate psychic phenomena and the potential use of psychics in military and intelligence operations. The project was terminated in 1995 after being deemed ineffective. 6. Operation Gladio. This secret NATO operation created a network of stay-behind agents throughout Europe during the Cold War. These agents were meant to conduct guerrilla warfare and sabotage in the event of a Soviet invasion. The operation was exposed in 1990, causing a major scandal in Europe. 7. Operation Ajax. In 1953, the CIA and British intelligence orchestrated a coup against Iran's Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, due to his nationalization of the Iranian oil industry. The coup led to the installation of the Shah, who ruled Iran as an authoritarian monarch for 26 years. 8. The Family Jewels. The Family Jewels is a collection of secret CIA documents that detail illegal activities, including domestic surveillance, assassination plots, and human rights violations. These documents were released to the public in 2007. 9. Operation Condor. This covert operation aimed to eliminate political opponents in South America through surveillance, kidnapping, torture, and assassination. The CIA provided intelligence, training, and financial support to the military regimes involved. 10. The CIA's involvement in the drug trade. Declassified documents have revealed that the CIA was involved in drug trafficking to fund its covert operations. This included the infamous Iran-Contra affair, where the CIA facilitated the sale of arms to Iran and used the profits to fund Contra rebels in Nicaragua. 11. Operation Paperclip. After World War II, the CIA secretly recruited over 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians, including former Nazi Party members, to work on various projects in the United States. This was done to gain an edge in the space race and other technological fields. 12. Operation Chaos. This domestic spying program targeted American citizens involved in the anti-Vietnam War movement and civil rights activism. The operation lasted from 1967 to 1974 and collected information on over 7,000 individuals and 1,000 organizations. 13. The Phoenix. The Phoenix program was a covert operation during the Vietnam War aimed at neutralizing the Viet Cong's civilian infrastructure. This involved the capture, torture, and assassination of suspected Viet Cong members and sympathizers. The program resulted in tens of thousands of deaths, many of which were innocent civilians. 14. Operation Cyclone. During the Soviet-Afghan War, the CIA provided financial and military support to the Afghan mujahideen. This operation, called Operation Cyclone, aimed to weaken the Soviet Union by bogging them down in a costly and protracted conflict. 15. The 1954 Guatemalan Coup. The CIA orchestrated a coup against Guatemalan President Jacobo Arbenz in 1954, due to his land reform policies, which threatened U.S. business interests. The coup led to decades of instability, violence, and human rights abuses in Guatemala. 16. The CIA's involvement in Chile. The CIA played a crucial role in the 1973 coup against Chilean President Salvador Allende, providing financial support and training to the opposition. The coup led to the 17-year dictatorship of General Augusto Pinochet, marked by widespread human rights abuses. 17. Operation Ivy Bells. In the 1970s, the CIA and the U.S. Navy conducted a joint operation to tap Soviet undersea communication cables in the Sea of Okhotsk. This top-secret mission, called Operation Ivy Bells, provided the U.S. with valuable intelligence on Soviet naval activity. 18. The Heart Attack Gun. In the 1970s, the CIA developed a top-secret weapon known as the Heart Attack Gun. This modified pistol fired a dart made of frozen poison that would dissolve in the body, causing a heart attack and leaving no trace of the assassination. 19. Operation Gold. During the early years of the Cold War, the CIA and British MI6 constructed a secret tunnel under the Soviet-occupied zone of Berlin to tap into Soviet communication lines. This operation, dubbed Operation Gold, provided valuable intelligence until its discovery in 1956. 20. The Bay of Pigs invasion. In 1961, the CIA organized a failed invasion of Cuba, known as the Bay of Pigs. The plan involved training and arming Cuban exiles to overthrow Fidel Castro's regime, but it ultimately led to a humiliating defeat and further strained U.S.-Cuba relations. 21. The U-2 incident. In 1960, a CIA U-2 spy plane piloted by Francis Gary Powers was shot down while conducting reconnaissance over the Soviet Union. The incident led to increased tensions between the U.S. and the USSR and marked the end of an era of aerial espionage. 22. The Contras and human rights abuses. The CIA-backed Contra rebels in Nicaragua were responsible for numerous human rights abuses, including kidnappings, torture, and extrajudicial killings. Despite these atrocities, the CIA continued to support the Contras throughout the 1980s. 23. Operation Merlin. This covert operation aimed to sabotage Iran's nuclear program by providing them with flawed nuclear designs. However, the operation backfired when the flaws were discovered, and the plan ultimately accelerated Iran's nuclear development. 24. The CIA's involvement in Africa. The CIA has a long history of covert operations in Africa, including supporting brutal dictatorship, orchestrating coups, and funding rebel groups. These interventions have often destabilized the continent and led to widespread violence and suffering. 25. The torture. Report. In 2014, the U.S. Senate released a report detailing the CIA's use of torture on terrorism suspects in the aftermath of 9/11. The report revealed the agency's brutal interrogation techniques, including waterboarding, sleep deprivation, and forced rectal feeding. 26. Operation Mongoose. This secret CIA program aimed to destabilize the Cuban government under Fidel Castro by using various tactics, including sabotage, propaganda, and assassination plots. Despite numerous attempts, the operation was ultimately unsuccessful in overthrowing Castro's regime. 27. The InQ telephone connection. InQ Telephone is a venture capital firm funded by the CIA, which invests in cutting-edge technology companies to advance the agency's capabilities. Some notable investments include Google Earth, Palantir Technologies, and Keyhole Inc. 28. The CIA and Nelson Mandela. Declassified documents reveal that the CIA played a role in the arrest of Nelson Mandela in 1962. The agency provided South African authorities with intelligence on Mandela's whereabouts, leading to his capture and 27-year imprisonment. 29. The CIA's involvement in Indonesia. The CIA has been linked to the 1965 Indonesian coup, which led to the rise of General Suharto and the massacre of up to 1 million people. The agency provided financial and logistical support to the anti-communist forces behind the coup. 30. The Rendition, Detention, and Interrogation (RDI) program. Following the 9/11 attacks, the CIA established a secret network of black site prisons in various countries to detain and interrogate terrorism suspects. The RDI program involved the use of torture, extraordinary rendition, and the denial of due process for detainees. 31. The CIA and crack cocaine. In the 1980s, the CIA was accused of facilitating the spread of crack cocaine in U.S. cities to fund its covert operations in Central America. While the agency denies direct involvement, it has admitted to working with drug traffickers during this period. 32. The Tepper Aviation Incident. In 1986, A CIA-linked cargo plane was shot down over Nicaragua, revealing the agency's secret involvement in supplying arms to the Contra rebels. The Tepper aviation incident fueled suspicions of the CIA's illegal activities and contributed to the Iran-Contra scandal. 33. Operation Chaos expanded. In addition to targeting anti-war activists and civil rights leaders, Operation Chaos also monitored other groups deemed subversive, such as feminist organizations, environmental groups, and even journalists who criticized the CIA. 34. Project Azorian. In 1974, the CIA launched a top-secret mission to recover a sunken Soviet submarine from the ocean floor. Dubbed Project Azorian, the operation utilized a specially designed ship, the Glomar Explorer, to lift the submarine and retrieve valuable intelligence. 35. Operation Washtub. During the early years of the Cold War, the CIA planned to establish a network of agents in Alaska under Operation Washtub. The goal was to train and equip locals to resist a potential Soviet invasion, although the operation never came to fruition. These additional declassified CIA operations further illustrate the breadth and depth of the agency's activities over the years. While some of these operations were successful in achieving their objectives, others led to negative consequences and widespread criticism. As a result, the CIA has faced calls for increased transparency and accountability to ensure that its actions align with democratic principles and international law.